Studio. Check.
Frequencies check.
We are live on air.
You are listening to the In Fact Blessing the Airwaves. Take the journey into the world of sports, news, entertainment, while embracing the hottest beats on the planet. Rocking the mind, body, and with energy, electricity, and a splash of controversy. Now, without further ado, it's our pleasure to bring to you
The biggest show in the world.
The biggest show in the world.
the biggest show in the world, the Sbtv Nation.
Sbtv Nation is the dream in the house with my boy the Mad Hatter. A gang, pitchers and catchers.
Let's talk a little baseball, Dream. Let's get.
Pitchers and catchers, player.
Let's go right into baseball. Let's talk about the New York Yankees right now. Considering that the fan here in New York is talking about baseball, I'm like, I just shut them right off. I'm like, you got to be kidding me right now. Right?
Big shout out to Rick Lopez. His pitchers and catchers is upon us.
Right on.
I couldn't help it. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy in the house, the Dreams here with my boy the Mad Hatter, and you know we are going to talk about football and this thing we do, the NFL, all the good stuff, a little bit of college basketball. We'll get into that a little bit today. But first, we can start off by recapping. No. First, let's talk about some controversial things.
Controversial things. What's on your brain, brother?
First thing I want to talk about, Mr. Kyrie Irving had the audacity to like the fact that your boy, LeBron James, has had a brutal week, son.
Oh, my God. They're 3-8 in the last 11 games, bro.
They have had a brutal week, including being up by 22 points against the Indiana Pacers on Friday
I know.
losing.
Well, you know what I did? I did talk to you about the, that Ty Lue was sitting the entire bench. So, you know what I mean? So, at the end of the day, I mean, how much can you do? I mean, you had Corver out there, but, D-Wade was out, IT was out. They started J.R. Smith. They started Crowder, your boy. I mean...
Dude. Can they please let Crowder go right now?
Tell me about it.
That is not working.
I know. I'm with you. I'm totally with you on that.
That is dude, that guy, what happened?
He was pretty good with the Celtics, man. He just fell off.
I don't know what happened. You talk about fall. Oh, that's not a fall. That's I don't know what you call it. That's a smash. That guy, Crowder, has been absolutely awful. And as his season progresses, you would think that it's got to start be playing a factor into his psyche. LeBron has very little patience for guys that don't perform and live up to their expectations either. So he's got to be in there in his ear going crazy. And right now, the Cavs are among some adversity. I still don't think that it's anything to get worried about. At the end of the day, I still think that the Cavs are going to be the team that comes out the East. However, they're still going to be very, very hardly challenged. But it looks like the Raptors and the Celtics are going to be there again, seriously challenging them. And it may not be as much of a joke as it was in, seasons past.
Well, you know what? I know that they have the Golden State Warriors coming to town in their next game, and I have a feeling. You know what, Dream? I'm waiting for that line to come out because I think I'm going to take the Cavs.
Son, don't even play yourself.
Why? I'm serious. I'm not
Do not
around.
play yourself. Golden State just went into the Raptors and showed them what's up.
Dude, what a brutal loss that was for everybody, man. Listen to this. So Golden State's given 5, right? They score 81 points in the first half. Okay, they're up like 20-some-odd points in the first half, right? They let the Raptors come all the way back for the Raptors to cover. And you know what? So listen to this. So there's 2 seconds left. I know this because my boy bet it, and I feel bad for him. So Golden State goes up 5 to be a push with 2 seconds left. And the Raptors come and shoot like a half-court 3 and cover. Oh, how bad of a loss is that?
My thing is, though, and you know, like I know, you have to money line that game. You cannot take points in that game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
There's no way you take points. I mean, unless you're betting for, $50 or $25. But if you're betting money, that game has to be money lined.
Yeah, I mean, usually my thing is what I do is if it's 5 or less, I usually lay the points. Right. In those kind of circumstances, but I didn't play the game. I wanted no part of the NBA yesterday, considering the fact that, we had NFL football going.
No doubt. And my boy, I got to give a big shout out to you, too, as well. As Friday, I did get down with the Cavs because I thought it was a great spot for them. I thought Friday was going to be a nice spot. I mean, there was a lot of junk talking. Kyrie had hit the tweet liking LeBron screaming because they had lost the game before to who did they lose to before?
The Raptors.
The night before.
The Raptors.
Oh, the Raptors, right, the Raptors. So I thought this was a great spot because the media was going crazy. And generally, when you see that over the last few seasons, Hat and I have spotted that as far as the media going crazy on LeBron, you just go, balls to the wall that next game, and it usually gets done. Came out with a great start, but Hat hit me and said that he liked Kevin Love to get over 19 points.
Yeah.
And I didn't play it, and I should have played it.
Well, it was close because he had 21.
Yeah, okay, but still, it hit.
Yeah, but it did hit exactly. And speaking of props, you know what, guys? If you're a good props player, I like to consider myself a pretty good props player. So, Dream, I had a book send me all the way down to $50 limits.
Yeah.
So I called them up. They started at I believe it was like 500. And then they got me down to 250, then down to 50. So, and let me remind you that I have a major amount of rollover that I need to accomplish before I can get paid out, right? Because I took the bonus. So I called them up, and I'm having a fight with them. I'm at a family party. I go outside on my phone, and I'm sitting there outside having a fight with these people. So the guy's like, you're playing numbers. You're looking for weaknesses on our book. We have notes all about your account, blah, 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 blah. I said, well, what do you want to do? He's like, honestly, I don't even care about the rollover. We're just going to pay you so you can leave. This is what they told me. I said, well, that's cool. I said, but you know what? I like your lines, so what can we do to make this work? So I ended up getting them to bump me to $1,000 limit on the rest of my stuff. But my props are still at 50.
Dude, and you mean, I've noticed as well, I've been getting issues. I've been killing that live. Yep. And all of a sudden, my live goes out at certain spots of the day. Dude. And I'm like looking at my phone going, yo, what are they doing?
Yeah, right.
What's going on? And there's certain spots in certain times that my live, and I'm not talking about, I know the lives go down in between games and in between scores and whatever have you till they adjust it. But I'm talking about going in and trying to activate it, and it's just not, It's like, no. Yeah. Like we had enough of you. You've been pulling out this stuff. You've been getting us a little bit too much. And I told you, I did have this check sent home. What did I tell you last week? Yeah. I got another one sent home this week. So, guys, I don't know what's going on with you guys, but if you guys are not winning, it's your problem because this stuff right now has been kind of pretty easy. As far as let's get into yesterday's events.
Yes, let's just recap what went down yesterday. I mean, we're not going to spend too much time on it because everybody probably watched the games, considering the fact that there was 2 of them. So,
well, except for my boy Primetime Capper, who was at the horse track. On horses yesterday. Like, son, what are you doing with a black and purple Laker shirt with a red button-up polo? Get in contact with your boy. Let me help you out a little bit with the red polo. But big shout outs to him at the pony track yesterday. You got to do what you got to do to make money. So I ain't mad at him, but we're gonna have a little bit of fun with him. But yesterday the games were pretty good. First of all, we'll start off with the Atlanta game. I was all over Philly money line. I know a lot of cats were on Atlanta, and then I heard about the home team dog thing, and like, you fall back with that because I didn't feel that Philly should have been a home team. I felt that the game, honestly, I felt the line should have been pick 'em.
Yeah,
yes.
You know what? My boy, one of my boys hit me up about that, and he's like, he hit me up. I think it was like on Wednesday. He's like, how the hell is Philly an underdog? I said, I mean, Atlanta's been there. You got Nick Foles that, I mean, it hasn't been performing. So, that's the way it is. And it was actually, it went from like 3 to 2.5 to I saw some 2s, back up to 3. So, I mean, there was money going on all over the place as far as that game was concerned. But, for the most part, I didn't play the game. If I was going to play it, I would have played the under, but I fell short and I did not even get involved with it, which shame on me because, quite frankly, I mean, the first quarter under was 7.5, which was perfect. The only thing, what kind of scared me off a little bit from the under, and, was the fact that I had a feeling that, you were talking about Nick Foles being a game manager, which he was. But I was thinking more along the lines of, them throwing the kitchen sink at him and just trying to do different things and throw down the field. So that kind of kept me away from the under.
My thing with him was, weeks prior, he had showed an inability to run that offense effectively. So I said, they're probably going to put the gloves on him for this game. You want to give a nice dose of the run game. Plus, they knew they were outside in the elements. The weather had looked like it was going to be absolutely frigid and maybe snow. If you look at the week before, because it was bad, then all of a sudden Thursday we get 60 degrees here, which I'm like, whoa, what happened to the weather? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I figured their game plan would be, we're going to try to play smash mouth football, hit them with a little bit of a jai, hit them a little bit of blunt, and do their thing. Now, the one thing I am going to say about Philly wasted a timeout. I don't know if you saw that, and I tweeted that. They wasted a timeout. They were going to play around. It was 4th and 2. They were on like the 2-yard line, and it was field goal time, but they were going to play like they were going to go for it. I'm like, dude, first of all, you're crazy because you're not going for it in that spot. You're absolutely nuts. You would probably get fired. You lost that game. You're getting fired right there.
Yeah, that was the 4th. Yep. Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So why would you even blow your timeout in the event that you're going to need these? Because you're only going to go up 5 now.
Yeah.
So you got to think about this. You're only going to go up 5. So it is a possibility that Atlanta's going to come down and score. You should have your 3 timeouts to keep your team in the best possible opportunity to win. That was a big mistake by Philly. I thought it was stupid. Almost came back to bite him in the behind. Luckily enough, they got out of it.
Right on, man. Well, you know what? I was looking at a prop, and I'm surprised that LeGarrette Blount only had 19 yards.
Well, Ajayi was so successful.
Yeah, I know.
So, they kept feeding him, and he was so successful, especially after contact. He was getting hit. Dude, the one thing about Philly that I love, too, I don't know if you watched this game from end to end, you could tell that Philly went in, and I love seeing games like this. You saw all kinds of things that you hadn't seen them do all season long. They were so prepared for this game, especially from an offensive standpoint. You saw them run several different plays that you just didn't see all season long. And I love seeing that because that tells me the guys that get paid hundreds of $1,000s, these offensive coordinators, these coaches, quarterback coach, running back coach, et cetera, all got together and came up with something different, and special for this particular situation. And I'm always impressed when they do that.
Oh, definitely, man. And you know what, too? You could tell that Philly was fired up, especially being a home team underdog, man. They had the underdog mask on at the end of the game, Dream. They loved it. They loved it. I mean, you could tell, and every single time, the defensive player would hit somebody in the backfield, or, Ajayi or Blunt was, going for a large run. I mean, they were coming up and flexing and screaming, and they were getting the crowd into it. You know what? Listen, they got one more game there, bro. I mean, they have home field advantage.
They do.
So moving forward, regardless who goes there, whether it's Breezy or Minnesota, I mean, they're not a bad team. I give Philly
position. A fighter's chance against Breezy.
Yeah.
I don't think that they can beat Minnesota, though.
Only
because that's the style of game that they played yesterday. Minnesota would kill them.
Oh, Case Keenum would be all over that. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. The style of game that they played yesterday, Minnesota would kill them. Their defense would keep Philly from scoring, and then their offense would just flourish. So that game plan that they used yesterday would not work against Minnesota. It would it's possibly could work against New Orleans, and once again, you're dealing with the dome team outside in the grass with all that as far as New Orleans is concerned. Actually, you're dealing with that as far as the Vikings is concerned too, but Vikings just don't seem like that type of team, in general. But that game plan would work against, I could see it possibly working with New Orleans, but not working against the Vikings.
Got it. All right. So, Dream, moving on here from that game.
Well, I don't know what there's not really a lot to talk about with the second game, as it was competitive for all of 15 minutes.
It was.
I loved it. Tony Romo, who, dude, I cannot do Tony Romo.
Why not?
Tony Romo talks so much and he sounds like you would think he's a Hall of Fame quarterback. You would think that Tony Romo won 8 rings and killed the Super Bowl. He talks like he's Peyton Manning, or I don't know, even better than Peyton. He sounds like Joe Montana when he's in the booth. It's like, Tony, by the way, since you know so much, how come you were just a mediocre quarterback?
Well, you know what? I could tell you, though, that he does spot a lot of weaknesses in the defense, though.
Oh, I can't.
Kid, when he
Why
circled,
couldn't he spot no weakness? Why didn't he spot no weakness when he was playing?
I'm with you on that. I completely. I hated Tony Romo. You know that was and you loved betting the Cowboys.
I loved Romo as a player. I liked him. I stand him. Listen, you cannot be booty, all right? And then pick out other stuff and then tell people what's up in the booth. You just can't do it with me.
He's getting all the primetime games, man.
You got to let some time pass and people forget about him, fumbling the snap in Seattle and all the other debacles that he had. He killed me. So listen, Romo opens up the game, though, talking about how it's going to be a competitive after the Patriots score. Oh, we told you it's going to be a competitive game. This is why they play the game. Those of you that thought the Patriots were going to just run away with this, we told you Tennessee was going to be smash mouth.
Sure, yeah, right.
Like this idiot. Somebody should hit him in the head with the homie down bat.
Well, you know what, dude? I can tell you this much, that whoever bet the Titans to score a touchdown first is giggling right now because, that paid crazy money. But at the end of the day, and the Titans won the first quarter, guys. But you know what? The New England Patriots just showed them what time it was. It scored 21 points. I actually had a small play on the 3 unanswered scores. I selected yes, so I hit that. And New England Patriots got it done. They actually scored 4 unanswered touchdowns. So it worked out pretty well for me, man. But the New England Patriots win by 21, cover the spread. What was the total on that game, Dream,
I don't remember what the total was. And big shout-outs to the incredible Marley Martin, also back some of the people. Good to see you guys on this morning. As far as Tira's back making fun of me and my check. I like the check. There's a reason behind my check thing, by the way. So that's why I do.
I don't know, man. Bitcoin's pretty anonymous, Dream. For your situation, you'd be pretty good with Bitcoin.
I know. I probably should. Listen. I haven't had the time to really investigate it and jump on it because I probably should go ahead and get involved in that because I hear that the anonymity of it is probably dope.
Yeah.
But no, I don't remember what the total was for the
48. So it went over. It went over the 48 points.
Okay.
And hey, big ups to Winning Picks for that sensational photo, brother. Thank you very much for sending that to us. And guys, we always love when you do that for us. Absolutely.
48, it went over by 1 point, huh?
Yeah, it went over by 1 point, kid. Exactly. So, it looked like it was going to be an underplay for a minute, but then, boom.
And that was the booty garbage touchdown that they came up at the end. So, if you had the
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Right on, man. So New England Patriots advance. They will be hosting the winner of today's game. So, we're going to need to have a conversation about today's games, unless you got anything else on your brain.
No. I just am going to say this about the Patriots. And I've said I'm not betting against the Patriots. It's, don't do it. We started off the playoffs with that whole thing. Said just don't do it. And they are what they are. First of all, I don't want to hear about the Belichick Brady crap. Stop. I don't know the media.
Yeah,
ESPN.
a lot of fake news, Dream.
That is fake news. The other guy's fake news was probably real news, but that's fake news.
I'm still waiting for him to get impeached about Trump.
We
About
can't impeach
Russia.
him because he's making such a buffoon out of himself. America needs a daily laugh. It's like we got a daily laugh every day in the White House. You don't know what's going to happen in the White House.
Make America great again, Dream.
Yeah, by the way, he's the only thing but make America laugh. Okay?
Hey, listen, have respect for your president, Dream.
I love it the most because the people who didn't really like Obama, even they fell off. Because Trump has been so bad, he makes Obama look like he was one of the best presidents ever.
Have some respect for your president.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right.
I do.
All right. So
anyway, let's get. Oh, about the Patriots. One more thing. The Patriots, great team. I don't believe in none of that Belichick, Brady, none of that nonsense. Whatever. I'm not going for none of that. Garoppolo, whatever. I'm not going for none of that. So whatever. Just kick that to the curb. Very good team. I am still going to say this. The Pittsburgh Steelers are the most talented team, player for player, talented with player athletic ability than any team in the NFL. They are talented. Now, does that always win the game? No, but they are the most talented team. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. So you know what? It's probably that time to get right into that then.
No doubt.
Because considering the fact that we've got the Pittsburgh Steelers playing today and hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I'm taking a look at this now. Everybody's talking about this hoopla because Big Ben had his worst performance ever, versus this same Jags team. You got the Steelers -7. You could find some 6.5s, guys. There's some 40s out there, some 41s as far as the total is concerned. Jacksonville Jags, very good defense. I have become a believer in their defense. However, offensively, they are like watching paint dry. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers giving 7 points, 6.5. Big Ben versus Blake Bortles here. Dream, where you at? I have a feeling.
Where am I at?
Yeah, I know. It's
I just
the
said
Jags.
the Pittsburgh Steelers are the most talented team in the NFL. So, hello.
Yep.
Listen, the problem with the Steelers are they can be dysfunctional at times. Big Ben in the 5. I know about the 5. I loved it because Dion made fun of saying that the Jaguar guys, as they're warming up, going to walk by Big Ben and say, last time we got you for 5, player, which I thought was hilarious. Yep. Please, I hope the Jacksonville Jaguar guys do that. So my play was put in at the beginning of the week. I did a Bama. We didn't talk about that stomach ache. I did a Bama.
Oh, yeah.
Pats Steelers money line parlay for Lou. Okay, another. I'll either be Bitcoin in or another check this week again. But anyway, that was put in. So I'm kind of just sitting back and just watch the Steelers and just kind of just have some chips and dip with it. But I obviously like the Steelers. I would say that in this case, I think the Steelers will be focused. I think that Big Ben is definitely not going to try to make the mistakes that he made last time. I believe they went over and reviewed all their film. I believe that they are going to give him a nice dose of Le'Veon Bell. I do want to see the screen pass quite a bit. I think that'll be very effective. And the Jaguars are the Jaguars. They're not. I don't believe that they're going to bring anything to you offensively. I think the Steelers. I got the Steelers running away with this.
You know what? I tend to agree with you on this. I think that the Steelers are going to have their way. And the thing is that with the Jags, if Big Ben has a lot of success and starts moving the ball up and down the field, the Jags are in major trouble here. And they're going to be 100% healthy being the Steelers. They're going to have that three-headed monster going. I believe, with a heavy dose of Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, I believe that the Steelers are going to run away with this game. I like the Steelers. I actually like them to cover the spread. I think they're going to win by 10 or more.
I'm not a huge fan of Antonio Brown today, though. I expect him to be out there. Calf injuries are tough, especially for his explosiveness. We'll have to keep an eye on him, especially as the game gets on. But I would expect them to use him in small doses.
I don't know, man. You know what? And the Jags, too. I mean, listen, if you're a prop player, get some Le'Veon Bell today because the Jags, believe it or not, dude, they give up 116 yards on the ground per game. Their strength is in their secondary. So I believe the Steelers. Listen, and you got the most patient runner in the NFL being Le'Veon Bell. I mean, dude, he sits there like he'll come to a dead stop and wait for a hole to open. This guy's good. I believe his prop will hit. I believe he'll have a really big day. And I got the Steelers winning. So, I mean, the best thing to do in the world here would be to, do a teaser or a money line with the Steelers, winning the game. Because, you're 6.5 and 7, so that's pretty good. And you could probably parlay that with I do have a college basketball team that I like today. So I might do that together. But I like the Steelers to win here, bro. I like
the Steelers to win, too. I think you could tease that with the under, as I don't see the Jaguars putting up any points. I really don't. I think you could tease that with the under, take that up to 48, take the Steelers down to non-existent, and I think you can just take that one right there to the bank, honestly.
Okay. All right. Well, that's game one. Steelers going to win today. I think you're going to be cashing, Dream. I think you're going to be Bitcoining or checking. And
I'm gonna have to bid. I'm gonna have to check. I've been BSing with that.
I'll help you out with it, man. It's real easy. It's real easy. Okay. So, next one on the ticket is 4:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Late start. Saints, Vikings. Minnesota minus 4.5. You can get some fives out there. Under over 47 points. Dream, the Vikings in that defense versus Drew Breesy. Talk to me here.
I cannot go with Case Keenum. I can't. I just can't. Like, I'm a quarterback guy, and I'm struggling, and I just can't believe in Case Keenum. The other problem is with this game, though, is I also, with the teams that are left in the NFC, and you're looking at which team's going to go to the Super Bowl, it's hard for me to let Philly in with Foles. It's hard for me to let the Vikings in with Keenum. The only team that I really want to let in is the Saints with Drew Brees. But I just said that I think that the Saints would struggle in Philly against the Philly defense. But that being said, we're talking about today, my head is going to make me go with the Saints. Only because, the quarterback position, you need the experience. You need a person that's been there. The Saints are going to be inside. They're playing the Vikings. Don't talk to me about the Vikings, what they did to the Saints week 2. That was with Sam Bradford. Both teams are completely different since then, so I'm not even going to discuss that. The thing with the Saints that bothers me, though, and I know that Carolina has a pretty decent defense, but the Vikings defense, in my opinion, is way better than Carolina. And the Saints struggled a bit in spots with Carolina's defense last week.
They did.
So, that does make me raise an eyebrow. I don't believe that the Saints are going to have a lot of success running the ball consistently against the Vikings. Even though Kamara's a beast, the Vikings ain't having that.
Yeah, but you know what? Breeze does know how to put up points. That's the thing. You take this Vikings defense. They give up. They only give up, 291 yards per game. That's outstanding. That's very good. The Dome is going to be fired up here. But the thing is, you got Breezy in his element in the Dome, Dream. You got to really take that into consideration here. I know the defense is good and all, but you know what? They give up 208 yards passing per game. This is the Minnesota Vikings defense. The rush defense is outstanding, only 83.6 yards per game. I think this game will be a little closer than everybody thinks. I think this game is going to come down to the wire, to be honest with you. I'm almost inclined to take the points with the Saints. I may do something along the lines of a teaser with Steelers and Saints. How's that sound, Dream? Get 12 points on Breezy?
I'm honestly leaning. I like Breezy's experience in this spot. My head is telling me, but my heart is telling me to take the Vikings.
Is it?
My heart is telling me to take the Vikings, man. That defense been absolutely stellar this season. And, you know, a good defense, we've seen it over the years. Good defenses can stifle offenses. They can put a rush on Breeze and not make him move, not get him, get him in some spots where he doesn't want to be, make some mistakes where he shouldn't be making mistakes, and capitalize. If Case Keenum doesn't make the mistakes, and he hasn't made a lot of mistakes this season. I mean, you look at their numbers, Case Keenum for the season's only got 7 interceptions. So that's not bad, for a starting quarterback, especially in the NFL nowadays. Game manager again. I think the thing that I'm worried about the most with the Vikings is, and I don't believe in a Saint defense, and I said that last week that I thought the Saint defense is going to be their Achilles heel. I thought Carolina would have some effectiveness against that defense, and Carolina was in a position to win that game and blew it, which we didn't discuss that at all either. Hey, you know what? I think if you tease this, I think it could go either way with the teaser.
Yeah.
But I've got the Vikings winning this game.
You got the Vikings winning.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not saying they're going to lose the game. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, you give me 12 points with the Saints. I don't think that's a bad play, especially if they fall down early and, you got Breezy throwing the ball left and right. I think the Saints have a lot of weapons offensively. I think it's a really, really good team. I've been praising the Saints all year.
Yes.
And
this game reminds me of? It reminds you of Super Bowl with the Raiders versus Tampa Bay. You guys remember that Super Bowl? Raiders were coming in, high-powered offense, had all these weapons. Tim Brown, Boone is going to do their thing. And Tampa Bay just shut all that down and whipped their ass. And it reminds me of that game so much. I just have a feeling that the Vikings are going to just shut down Breeze and all that throwing, stuff that run game, and beat their butt and, go on to play Philly. I honestly do.
All right, well, big ups to Fast Eddie for these couple outstanding photos, Dream. Gotta love these. Sick. Awesome, man. All right, so you're on the Steelers. You're on the Vikings. You're on both teams, home teams, both favorites.
Wait, Marley Marr said, don't forget to Sam Bradford back. Okay, if they put in Sam Bradford, I am taking the Saints.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving me that update. If I see Sam Bradford taking any snaps, I'm immediately going live and taking the Saints.
Yeah, right on. Well, hey, listen, the good news is, I mean, if you think about it, your backup quarterbacks, if Breeze goes down or Case Keenum goes down, you know what I'm saying? So, you got a pretty decent backup there.
Sure.
Yeah, I like it. I think I might jump on that teaser.
Hey, who's the backup if Breeze goes down? Think about that. Ouch. That's a wrap.
Yeah, that is a major problem. You got Chase Daniel at the helm.
Oh my God.
Get some Chase.
Keep that in mind, gang, because anything can happen in these games, and Minnesota has a hell of a pass.
Yeah,
So
I mean, all they got to do is get to Breezy. That's it.
Yeah,
I know. So
I mean, I know he's durable, and it usually doesn't go down, but it's always doing the thing that we do call gambling. It's one of the intangibles just to keep an eye on. But I have talked myself now on the show. First of all, I don't have to play the game, as you guys know. Of course, I'm gonna play the game.
Well, you're already on it. Oh no, that game. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, you're on the first game. Yep.
Right. So I don't have to play it, but I've just talked. Seriously, I like the Vikings today. I'm going to take the Vikings. Like I said, my head's telling me the Saints, but that's only because of a veteran quarterback, which is big. Okay, let's not forget Drew Brees is Drew Brees. He's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's a veteran quarterback. He's been in a lot of situations, and he knows what he's doing. However, this one time, I am going to go with the defense at home over the veteran quarterback in the offense. Plus, some of Drew Brees' guys, this is their first time being on the big, being on the big stage right now. They're going to be a little nervous there. Maybe drop a couple of balls. I am going with the defense. I'm going to go with the Vikings in this spot.
Okay. All right. Sounds good, Dream.
And don't forget, the Vikings were there last year. Of course, not inside the dome. They were outside. They beat Seattle last year in a game that they should have won. As far as I'm concerned. And Seattle, so Vikings players have playoff experience as well, especially their defense. So I am going to go with the Minnesota Vikings.
How nice has it been not to have Seattle in this?
Oh, dude, incredible.
It's been awesome, right?
It has
It's been nice.
Well, by the way, I think they need to gut that. I think Carroll needs to go.
You think so, huh?
I do.
Super Bowl champion. This is a Super Bowl winning coach, though, Dream.
Oh, a while ago.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, because somebody else would pick him right up. You know that. All right. So that pretty much does it for the NFL. Dream is on both home teams, both favorites. I'm looking at a teaser with the Pittsburgh Steelers to win their game and the Saints plus the points. But you know what? If that Vikings defense gets to them, I could be in trouble. So, all right, Dream. So moving forward here, just real quick, I got a play that I might add to this stuff. And, I mean, listen, this team is minus 7 points. They're on the road, but I think The Ohio State University is going to beat up on Rutgers today. That's at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So that's after football is done. So, guys, if you want to get down with that, you could look at it. Listen, I hate road teams in any collegiate sports. However, the Ohio State University is not a bad team. They've had some really dominant wins lately, Dream.
Yes.
So I might jump on that. Light play, of course. But they're winners of 4 in a row, 14-4 record, and you know what I mean. They did beat up on Sparty, and have some pretty impressive wins. They just beat up on Maryland as well. At Iowa, they won. And, I mean, with the exception of losing at North Carolina, this team's been on a roll. They beat Michigan in that stretch. Ohio State's a really good team, and I think they're going to win today.
Another game you guys can look at if you want to get in some motivation. Virginia at 6 o'clock p.m. Virginia is good again this season. They've got an outstanding defense as well. They've got an outstanding guard. I think his last name is Guy or Kyle Guy, something like that. He's been off the hook this season so far too. But playing good team ball like they always do, you might want to look at that if you need another team to add in that money line parlay to get it to a plus money situation. I don't think you have an issue though if you go money line parlay because that Saint game is only minus 4.5.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be too much of an issue if you get involved with like the Steelers and the Vikings or the Saints. Whichever side you take, you're still probably going to be at least an even money situation if you're money lining.
Yep, got it.
But if you need that one more piece of the puzzle, Virginia is playing at 6 o'clock tonight, and I do like them to get it done.
Okay. Sounds good, man.
Hey, talk to me for 1 second before we jump off. Talk to me about Bama.
Alabama. I mean, hey, listen. I was a big advocate on getting that line down to 3. I told a lot of people that. And it was 3.5s and 4s, and sure enough, it was the push. You didn't make any money with it, but you didn't lose either. And Dream, I mean, that's coaching, bro.
No,
That's
I'm
coaching.
not getting. Okay, so here's my thing. I'm not giving Saban no credit for that.
Why?
I'm not giving Saban no credit for that because, in my opinion, all right, in my opinion, they went in the half, and one of the assistant coaches said, "Hey, let's put this other kid in and not go with Hurts." And Saban said, all right, we're going to put him in for a series and see, for 2 series and see what happens and go from there. Because I believe that Saban went into the locker room at halftime, frustrated, upset, ticked off, and knew that he was going to lose. I don't believe that was coaching by any stretch of the imagination. That's just my opinion.
I disagree.
I know you do. But I'm just letting you know. That was Jalen Hurts, because my thing is, if you knew that kid should have been starting all season because Jalen Hurts could not throw the ball.
No. I know, man. But you know what? At the end of the day, heartbreaking loss for Georgia.
Heartbreaking loss for Georgia. Heartbreaking loss for Georgia.
Big time, especially after the big sack.
And my other thing with Saban is, too, your kicker was awful, son.
Yeah, well, most collegiate kickers are, to be honest with you. And you know what? I think they need to do a better job of recruiting some kickers out there because there are some really talented kickers in the high school level. even and the thing is too is that, you know, the problem is that they're so. I'll give you an example. So my kid's high school, he's moving. He's going to a different high school after this, but the varsity football team stinks, and they don't put up a lot of points. But the kicker can kick over 50-yard field goals like blindfolded. The kid is outstanding, but he doesn't get an opportunity. Dude, if they could see this kid kick, I guarantee you he would get a major school scholarship. Fantastic. I think they need to do a better job finding place kickers because.
Well, Alabama needs to do a better job, and I know I'm talking about Alabama, but Alabama never has a good quarterback, and now they never have a good kicker.
Well, they've only won 6 out of 9 title streams.
I know, but they never had.
So they're doing something right.
I hate that.
Yeah, that's pure dominance. That's pure dominance right there, man. It's kind of like the New England Patriots or what they've been doing. So
yeah, but no, I'll give it to them. Their defense has been great. It has been their strong point, and they usually have a great running game. Pound and ground you to the ground and pound you to death. But I hate their quarterback situation year after year after year. And this kid, say what you want. That 4th down play, he closed his eyes and threw that ball.
Yeah.
He closed his eyes and threw that ball. This guy just came up with it. And thank God he did, because like I said, I had a boatload on Bama. And I didn't like Bama, but I took them. I had a boatload on the money line, Bama, Pittsburgh Patriots. So thank God he did that, because I was not happy with that game.
You got to close it out with the Pittsburgh Steelers, man.
Yes, closing out with the Steelers today.
So, all right, man. Well, hey, listen, I got a lot of propositions to go look at, Dream.
Yes.
Because there are guys. Listen, if you don't have propositions on your sports book, go somewhere else, because dude, there's literally like for this game alone, for the next game alone, just Pittsburgh Jags, there's like 122 props, and I can't Dream the Super Bowl. Forget it. I'm gonna I'm gonna max account like every single book I'm on and murder the props. I swear to God, man, it's gonna be crazy. I'm already making phone calls for them to increase my limits for the Super Bowl. And I'm getting ready to. And guys, listen, there's going to be a lot of bonus opportunities from the sports books coming Super Bowl, so be ready for that. Just remember that if you take a bonus, you're going to have a rollover. You're going to have a major rollover. Some books are 18 times, some are 10 times. What that means is basically if you put 1,000 on and they give you $500 for free, and it's a 10-time rollover, you got to bet $15,000 worth of bets in order to cash out. So I love I can only imagine cats, man. They get like that first win, and then they call.
Run me back by 100.
They put like 100 on, right, to get a $50 free play. They win. They're up about $150. They call and get a payout. Yo, come on.
Run me back by $25. I got him. Screaming, I got him. Run me back by $25.
Come on, man. Let me get a Bitcoin payout of $25.
You know what I'm saying? I got him. Dream, who you with?
Dude, yeah, and there's a fine line between recreational play and sophisticated play. And I got one book right now that absolutely hates me. They hate my guts right now. So, but it's pretty flattering, Dream. At this point, I think it's amusing and flattering. It's the same one that called me a wise guy.
Yeah.
So
I know.
Funny. All right, man. So that's pretty much going to do it. I'm going to go and evaluate all these props. I'm probably going to look something along the lines of, I think I'm going to get some, if I had to guess, I think I'm going to get some Big Ben props over.
Okay.
Because I think we're going to get some good numbers because of the Jacksonville D. So take a look at that. Maybe the Big Ben. Let me just see. While we're on the line here, let me just see if they've posted these yet for the NFL. I'd like the Big Ben one. Maybe over 1.5 touchdowns through the air. Let me just double check this here real quick. Dude, I mean, kid, if you scroll down, there's more than 120.
It's crazy. I look at them too to see if I can spot anything that I maybe could take advantage of. But it is crazy. Absolutely.
Wow, his number's over 2. It's not 1.5. It's over 2 plus 150.
Really?
You got to find the 1.5 touchdown passes. That's the one you got to look for. And Le'Veon Bell's number is 88.5, which is kind of heavy.
Over 2, I love it, though.
Over 2?
Yeah. Touchdown passes?
Yeah, I know, but if you get the 1.5, you could probably get comparable numbers.
Oh, no, I'm sure. No. I mean, the 1.5, definitely better, but I really don't mind the over 2.
What, you think he's going to have 3 touchdown passes?
I do.
That's tough. At least if you get the 1.5, if he gets 2, you win. This, you push.
Right.
You follow me?
Yeah, I do. No, I know. I get it.
So,
like I said, I don't necessarily mind the 2. I think he's going to get over 2 touchdown passes. I do.
All right. Well, hey, plus 150, brother.
I know.
Might as well jump on that.
I may be on it, but like I said, I'm sitting back. 'Cause I probably live to hedge in case when they go up. So I have to throw some money over there. So a lot of money is on this play, as I've also withdrawn $25 from my account as well.
Yeah, that's your check.
Adam sit over a $25 check.
Your check costs $50 to process, but you're trying to get 25 out.
Run me 25. Oh, you win.
Oh, you win. Wow.
Oh,
guys.
my
Hey,
gosh.
man, time here,
As
man.
always, guys, it's been our pleasure to bring you this show. It's been fun so far. Have you been keeping up with the NBA at all?
Yeah, of course, man. That's where I do all my prop work.
What's
is
your
the
thoughts as far as front runners, fakers, the whole 9?
Oh, man.
Minnesota Timberwolves. I want to know what you think about them.
They're talented.
Okay.
I think they're talented. I mean, they got to listen. That starting lineup is really good. Maybe they'll win one round of a playoff.
Okay.
Obviously not going to go much further than that. You still got the Golden State Warriors, but one team I do want to talk about, kid, believe it or not.
Oh, let me hear this.
The Houston Rockets aren't bad with CP3.
Nah, the Houston Rockets aren't bad with CP3, but I just don't, down the stretch and the long, and I don't feel that they have the legs. I don't know. To me, they don't have enough offense still to match Golden State's
disagree.
firepower.
I think CP3 fit beautifully in that lineup.
No, I didn't say he doesn't fit in the lineup. He's fine. I said offense to go toe-to-toe with Golden State.
Yeah. Well, I think they could steal a few games out of that series. But I don't know. I think they're pretty damn good, man.
One.
You got
they could get one.
Well, they're taking place of the Spurs because you got the Spurs, who have obviously declined.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm not going to go there. I think the Spurs are playing possum, personally. And the Spurs do what they do. They're getting everybody on their team available to play. Obviously, you've lost Kawhi Leonard, but he came back last night. He missed 3 games. I think the Spurs, you have a different feel for them, but Popovich, is a mastermind. I am not willing to say that Houston is taking their place, especially the way the Spurs play defense as opposed to the way Houston plays defense.
Got it.
Because Houston doesn't play no defense at.
Yeah, I hear you. Dude, the photos are crazy, guys. Thank you very much. Once again, Rick Lopez, you are the man. And Rick Lopez, I was very, very disappointed when I went to Las Vegas and Diablo's was closed. Gone. Big ups to Direct Sports Solutions out there. Tiger Clinch tearing up the MMA with the UFC and everybody else that's out there. Dream, I think it's that time.
It is that time. We're going to get out of here. I want to thank everybody that got tearing. Send a big shout out to a few of the others that I haven't talked about in a minute. Vegas Girl 92661, always good to see you. Cash Action Bets as well. Winning Picks, what's happening, player? I see you out there. My man, the Prime Time Capper, Winner Circle, Jim Roman's a douche. Also, Frank Finn Collado, Tiger Clinch. You did say Direct Sports Solutions, so one more time, pick up you, Mr. Charlie, Scott Weaver, Terrence Mack, Rick Lopez again, Deeks Picks, Joseph Del Rosario, Sin City Maverick, Norbit, Jay Gotts. Big shout out to my man, Dr. Dizzle. I haven't talked to him in a minute. My boy Irvin, can't forget you. $sign Jonesy, BT, Sir Mata, the incredible Molly Marr, my man OJFB, Jay Snyder, Buster Carr, Christie, Jeff Ryan, Game Changer, Wayne Yarborough, Philly Pitch, Rob Dog, and so many more. Gang, we are the It Factor, Sbtv Nation. It's myself, the Dream. Always remember who you're with. Make the most of each and every day. as you cannot get this time back. Once again, to recap of where I'm at, I had the Pittsburgh Steelers money line. I am recommending you take the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't mind the spread. I think the teaser is probably a better spot, just in case things get funny. I do like teasing the Steelers, and I think you could tease the under, as I don't see the Jags making a lot of points. But, go do what you got to do and make it your way. But I don't really mind the spread in that game. Of course, if it's 7 by 6.5. And on the other side, I am going to go with the Minnesota Vikings. And, of course, we have to buy that down to 2.5 or put it in a money line situation.
All right. Sounds good, man. So, we're unanimous on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think they get the job done. I'm on the fence with the second game. I'm leaning possibly getting a New Orleans Saints plus the points. But, after doing the show, I got maybe a little gun shy here, considering the fact that the Minnesota defense is that great. But maybe I'll catch an over or something like that as far as the teaser is concerned in that particular affair. Get it down to 40. And
same thing with me. I came on the show. I was Saints. Most of the week I've been Saints. And then after getting on here, doing it and breaking it down and talking about it, looking at some of the stats, I'm all over the Vikings.
All right, sounds good. Guys, we love you to death. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your football. Enjoy your food. And get that money. Let's go.
Peace.